Good morning, and my name's Karen Newton, and welcome to the Wealth Mindset. And today I'm going to look at the 80-20 rule. Now, if you've never heard of the 80-20 rule, the concept of it first came about in 1906 when Vilfredo Pareto noticed, he was an Italian economist. And he actually noticed that his garden, he was growing peas, and that 20% of the pods in his garden generated 80% of the peas. So he then started looking at this in a macroeconomic way. And he found that 20% of the people in Italy had 80% of the wealth. And so this became known as the Pareto principle, or rather the 80-20 rule. And if we move along a little bit more in history to 1940, Dr. Joseph Juran, I should say, Dr. Joseph Juran, he was quality control manager. And he found that by analyzing the defects, that 80% of the defects were caused by 20% of the process. By correcting that 20%, they reduced the 80% of defects that they had. So that became a quality management principle, the 80-20 rule. But I go on further to more modern times, and there was a student in Harvard University, and she developed as part of the communication course she was doing, she developed a website and put blogs on it. Now, when the professor looked at her results compared to the results of the other students in her class, she had the lowest amount of traffic going to her website. Now, what she did was she started analyzing people who were interested in her type of topic. And then she broke that down and she applied the 80-20 rule. And she found the top 20 searches and altered her blog to suit those searches. She looked at what the top 20 people wanted, and she rewrote her blogs to suit the search of those 20%. That resulted in traffic increase to her website by 220%. So what does all this have to do with investing? Well, I believe that investing is 80% mindset and 20% skill. There is so much that happens around us in the marketplace that affects what we can do as investors and the results that we can get as investors. We have no hope of analyzing, controlling, or even understanding a lot of what happens around us. But what we do have control over, what we can analyze, is us and the skills that we use and we apply to our investing. So as an example, if I talk about the compounding effect, right, for those who don't understand the compounding effect, what happens is you have your capital, you earn something interest on it, you reinvest it, you then earn interest on the capital and the interest, and that just keeps accelerating, and it goes along very, very slowly, and then it explodes. Most people are not patient enough to wait for that explosion. Now, if I look at the principle of investing, right, and I said to you that you would get 10 million% growth in 4 years, you would actually look at me as though I was crazy. Yet, that is exactly what I did, and it's how I generated my wealth. I used the compounding effect, and I reinvested everything that I was doing back in to whatever it was I was investing in. And if you know my story, I do business, property, shares, bonds, and I invest in gold and silver bullion and a few other precious metals. Now, 10 million% sounds absolutely astronomical. Yet that is exactly what I achieved over a 4-year period, going from absolutely nothing to 10 million plus in wealth. And I did that not by worrying about how the compounding effect worked, not by worrying about what was going on in the marketplace, not by listening to everybody who said to me, you cannot do that. There's nothing out there for you to do that. I achieved that by concentrating on the 20% that I did have control over. And that control was my reaction to the market. And the reaction I had to the market was that I had learned the skills to set up a business. I had learned the skills to invest in property. I had learned the skills to go into the share market. And I had learned the skills to invest in gold and silver. And I didn't let other people tell me now is not the time to do that. I didn't let other people tell me you can't do that. Lots of them did, and lots of them tried. But I focused on the 20% that I had control of. The 20% that gave me my results. Astronomical results. Because the market looked after 80% of what I was doing. And I focused on the 20% that I could control. Now, as I record this, we are in unprecedented situations not known in my lifetime. There may be a few centenarians around who have seen this back in the 1918 to 1920, when there was a similar type of pandemic. But for my generation, and for certainly the younger generation, they have never seen the situation that we are in today. Yet this situation is generating so many opportunities for growth. So when you look at your mindset and you start thinking of the 80-20 rule, you can't control what's happening out in the world. You can't control the pandemic. You can't control how the governments are going to react to it. You can't control anything to do with it. But what you can control is your reaction to it and your reaction to the investment opportunities that are out there today. We have markets which are going downwards. We have markets going sideways. I think property in some countries is booming because of manipulation. But you have the skills and the knowledge to make investment opportunities, to take advantage of opportunities, to understand the opportunities that arise. And we will see over the next few years the opportunities, the exponential growth if you use the 80-20 rule. And that 80-20 rule is I can't control what is happening in the 80% of the market. I can't control what's happening out there in the world, but I can control the 20% in here and the way I apply that to investing. There is no logic to it. There is only an opportunity to do something and take advantage of it. So next time you're looking at investing and you're trying to analyze everything and you are getting to the stage where you tie yourself up in knots because you don't know whether this is a good investment or not, and you're listening to all the noise that's out there, all the people that are saying you can't do this, it's not the right time, you can't do that, you can't do the other, just shut all that out and concentrate on what you do know, the 20%, the physical skills that you have that will allow you to make money. And don't worry about anything else. Anyone who works with us has a plan of where they want to be in the future. And if you keep that focus on that future and you just knuckle down and do the 20% of skills and the investing, the market will come to you. There's no doubt about it. The market will come and you will get that exponential growth. So if your investments are not working the way you want them to work, just step back and look here. Not me, but you. Because it's your mindset and the way you think which is the key. It's the 20% that makes your investing work. And if it's not working for you, then it's because you're not applying it the way you should apply it. And I know that's not the message that people want to be hearing now, but you have the opportunity to control the investment market around you and take advantage of the opportunities that are out there. And the only thing that is holding you back from doing that is you, because you're letting that 80% get in the way. Knuckle down, work on the 20% that you have control of.